Now I will read the next paragraph. The physical conquest. So, the man who has just been to the mountain top becomes conscious in a special manner of his own smallness in this large universe. It means when he reached to the Everest, he thinks that how small he is in the universe. The physical conquest of a mountain is the only one part of the achievement. It is only a one part of the achievement. There is more to it than that, and it is followed by a sense of fulfillment. It means the success is followed by a sense of fulfillment. There is the satisfaction of a deep urge to rise above one's surroundings. It is the most eternal love for adventure in man. The experience is not merely physical, it's emotional and it's spiritual. As it has said earlier also, that you are changed. You became a changed person. Your thoughts and beliefs become more powerful. Understood? So, and you got the contentment from your heart. So he said that this is not a physical conquest on the mountain, or it is not a part of achievement that you have conquest that mountain, but it is also a satisfaction which have a deep urge to rise above one's surrounding. Whatever it means, whatever the drawbacks you have, you are just you are coming through those, coming upward through those drawbacks. So it is the eternal love for adventure in man. The experience is not merely physical, it is emotional and it is spiritual. Consider a typical climb towards the summit. On the last heights, you are sharing a rope with another climbing. It means as the success is followed by a sense of fulfillment, it shows the man's eternal love for adventure also. The experience is not just physical, it's emotional as well as spiritual also. There are times when midway you feel like giving up, but something in you not stops. You want to continuously move ahead. Okay, so the climb is considered a typical climb towards the summit. On the last height, you are sharing a rope with another climber. When you are on a typical height, you have to take lot of equipments with yourself. Okay, so there you have to share a rope also. They have to take lot of equipments. From that equipment you have a rope also, and that rope you have to share with another climber. You firm means you determined him. You have to make yourself firm. And he cuts the steps in the hard ice. That he belays means he fixes the ropes, and you inch your way up. It means that person is showing a path. It means you are following those persons who are firm in their behavior, who had achieved something. So in the same manner as the climber, those who lead that his team, so all the team workers have to be associated with them, and they have to follow that person. So in the same, because how, as if a person is just making a way towards the mountain, and by that rope or by some other things, so the other person have to follow that person. So you are sharing a rope with another climber. You form in, he cuts the step in hard ice, then he belays, and you inch your way up. It means inch by inch you move ahead. The climb is grim. Grim means very, you can say very dangerous, you can say. Grim means very serious or gloomy. So the climb is very dangerous. You need a lot of energy there. So you strain every nerve as you take every step. It means you have to pressurize, you have to take a tense on every nerves as you take one step. Each and every step is very important. You have to put a step very cautiously. Understood? So famous climbers have left records of the help given by others. Even the famous climbers have given the records. It means they have set an examples also for other climbers. Understood? How they have climbed. They have left some examples to the other climbers also. They have also recorded how they needed just that help, and they have told that every inch of space, or every inch they need a help of other persons. So else they also recorded how they need just that help, else they might have given up. Breathing is difficult. You curse yourself for having let yourself in it for this. You wonder why you ever undertook the ascent. So when you move towards the ascent, what happens sometimes, your inner self become, it always defends. And he said that, and your inner self urges you, it curses you, that why you have came here, why you have taken this ascent. Understood? So it curses you. And the moments when you feel like going back, and at that time you said, oh, I have to defend now here everything, I have to give up all my hopes, and I have to move back, I don't want to move ahead. Sometimes happen this thing. Okay, it means the negativity arose in your mind, and it would be a sheer relief to go down. And at that time, when you want to, your mind is set up to go down towards, your mind is set up to go down to the plane, to the base camp. So but there are moments when you feel like going back, it would be utter, she means utter relief to go down instead of up. It means you think satisfied that, oh, I don't want to move ahead because I have not that kind of energy in me, so it is better to go down. But almost at once you snap out of that mood, but at that time you again stop being going in that mood. Understood? Snap out means stop being in that mood, you want to change your mood, and there is something in you that does not let you give up the struggle. And that thing which you are just, first of all you are hopeless, and then you became optimistic, no, I have to move ahead. So he is saying that there is a struggle of your mind. Understood? There is a struggling in your mind whether to go up or to go down. Sometimes you think, no, I have to go up. Sometimes you say, no, I have to move down, I can't resist it. So there is the struggle. It is not a physical struggle, there is a struggle in your mind also. Mentally you are thinking about this. So there is a struggle both physically and mentally, and you go on. But when you think that, no, I have made a firm decision, I have to move on, then you move on, and your companion keeps up with you. And whatever it means, whatever you will do, as you are a leader, so whoever the companions following you, your team workers following you, they also follow you. Just like as our leader is good, then the followers will also follow that person. So, and you go on, your companion keeps up with you, just another 50 feet or 100 maybe, you ask yourself, is there no end? Because as you know that Everest is the tallest mountain, so when you inch by inch, when you move towards the mountain, it becomes infinite. Okay, you are thinking that, no, nothing will be end there, you have to move and move and move and go ahead and ahead. So when it comes end, you just think about that, your mind started thinking that when it comes end, you look at your companion and he looks at you also, you draw inspiration from each other. It means we inspired with each other. Understood? Our companion are also, they have also they also create a deep inspiration. Understood? They are also in they also give us inspiration to move ahead then from each other. And then without first being aware of it, you are at the summit. And when you are achieved, when you have come on the summit, when you have arrived from the summit, you don't know, and when you reach that top, then you come to know, see how much hard work we have done.